everyone, Rachel from Desert Blossom Crafts here, back with a new crochet pattern. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet these cute bell ornaments. They even feature a clapper, which makes them look more realistic than other bells I've seen out there. They're super quick and simple projects, so if you need a last minute gift idea or last minute decorations, this might be the perfect project. So to make these bells, you're just going to need some Big Twist Twinkle yarn. I like using the yarn with the sparkle in it. This is a worsted weight yarn. If you don't want to go out and buy this and you don't have any, you can use just whatever worsted weight you have in your stash. I just personally like the way the sparkles look, but it's totally up to you. And then you'll also need an F or 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. Now, I found this yarn to be just a little bit of a thinner worsted weight, and plus I'm a loose crocheter, so that's why I'm using this hook. If you find that it's way too tight with this hook, you can use a G or even an H. I would probably stick with a G though. Once you have those things, we're all ready to get started. And by the way, this prop here is new, so let me know what you guys think of it. I just wanted to try having more of a contrast, especially with a lighter yarn having a darker background. So let me know what you guys think. So I've made a slip knot here, and we're going to start by chaining 2. And then we're going to work in the round. To start that, we're going to do 6 single crochets in the second chain from our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Tug on that first strand to tighten it a little bit. Now we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around, so an increase in every stitch. So here's my last stitch, here's the top of my first stitch. So just make 2 single crochets into that first stitch, and now 2 into the next. 1, 2, and repeat this around. And with this Big Twist Twinkle, it can be a little bit tricky to, sometimes you'll catch on it a little bit, so just be careful when you're pulling your hook up through the stitches. See there, it caught a little bit. I'm gonna redo that one. Okay, so I've gotten back to the beginning. I can tell because here I have 2 stitches worked in the same space, and you can also count 3, 6, 9, 12. You should have 12 single crochets now. So we have one more round to do before we join anything. So I'm going to take my tail end here and use it as a stitch marker. You can use a regular stitch marker if you prefer. I just find this easier. Now we have that last stitch marked. So for round 3, make 1 regular single crochet and then increase in the next one. One regular single crochet and increase in the next. And just repeat this around. You should have 18 single crochets when you get to the end. So here we've come to our stitch marker, so we just have one more increase to do in that stitch. And there we go. Now we have 18, and we're going to now join with a slip stitch to this first single crochet right here. That's going to allow us to have a more even round of back loop stitches for the next round. So for this one, I'm going to chain 1, and we're going to work in the back loop like I just said. So that would be right here. So here's the full 2 loops. We only want to work in the back one right here. And the only difference is where you're inserting your hook, the single crochet stitch will be the same. So just work in that back loop all the way around for round 4. And I'll meet you back when I get to the end. Now you do not need to use your stitch marker anymore because we're going to be joining for the rest of the rounds. So you'll automatically have that to help you know where the end is. So now I'm just going to join with my slip stitch and keep this slip stitch loose because we're going to be working into the slip stitch for the rest of this time. We're going to chain 1, work around, and that slip stitch is going to count as a stitch. So for round 5 through 7, they're going to be super simple. You're just going to single crochet all the way around. So at the end of each round, you can count and make sure you still have 18 single crochet. There's nothing really fancy, just work 1 single crochet in each stitch. So here I've come to the end and our last stitch will be in the slip stitch right here. Now don't confuse this with the chain. We are not going to work in the chain, only the slip stitch. If you're ever unsure, just count your stitches. Now slip stitch, keep that loose. And when you do the chain, you can keep the chain a little bit tighter though, because that will hide the seam better. And this would be round 6. Once again, just single crochet around. So again, repeat this for 6 and 7, and I'll meet you back for round 8. So here round 7 is done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And for round 8, we're going to start doing some increases that create the bottom of the bell. So chain 1 tightly again. Now we're going to work an increase in the first stitch. And then we're going to work 2 regular single crochets. 1, 2. Increase. And regular 1, regular number 2. Let's do that one more time. That's just what you're going to repeat around. So increase, 1 single crochet, 2nd single crochet. So repeat this around, and then you're also going to repeat this for another round for round 9. So this is rounds 8 and 9. Both of them you're going to do an increase and then 2 regular single crochets in between. And this is going to help the bell really increase into that bottom size. I'm almost done here, and I should end with 2 regular single crochets. So 1 and then the second one in the slip stitch, and then joining to that first one. And then again, just repeat this round one more time. So you'll start with the increase and then work 2 single crochet and so on. All right, so here we go. I'm at the end of round 9 and I have 32 single crochets, which is exactly what you want. Right now it kind of looks like a little bucket hat. So I'm just joining to the first stitch as usual. And for rounds 10 and 11, super easy. Just chain 1 and single crochet around. So this is the same as rounds 5 through 7, so I'm not going to really show these. You know what to do, just single crochet in each stitch and join when you get to the end. And after those 2 rounds, you'll see the bell shape has really finished forming. So for round 12, the very last thing you're going to do is just slip stitch in each stitch around, and this is going to give it a nice clean edge. So just make sure all your slip stitches are done with the same tension, that they're not pulled tight or super loose on any of them. So I just insert, pull through, and slip that loop over without really tugging on this at all, or tugging on this loop each time. After you pull it through, just let it be. And just continue making that edge all the way around, and then you can fasten off. So here we're all done. See it from different angles. So let's make the clapper now. So start by chaining 2 and make 3 single crochets in that second chain from your hook. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, we're going to kind of join this together to form the little end part. So find the first stitch you made, so 1, 2, 3. So this is the first one we made. And we're just going to kind of pull this over and insert our hook into that first stitch. Then bring the yarn over, and we're slip stitching now, so yarn over, pull through, and pull through again. Now just kind of tug on the end and form it into a little ball, squish it a little bit. Now we're going to chain 13, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, and there it is done. Now you can adjust the length of this chain if you want it to hang down more, or if your tension's a little different than mine and it's too far up, you can add more or take away. It's up to you. But we're just going to fasten this off and just leave a little bit of a longer tail for sewing. Now to attach the clapper, you're simply going to take your bell, and we want to attach it from the inside out. So I'm going to stick my hook down through the center and just bring it out more. Grab the end of the clapper with that longer tail and yarn over with the tail of the clapper and just pull it down through and then pull that all the way through. And you can see it'll come up through. We don't want the chain to come up through. You just want it to stop right at the knot. And this is where you can test out the length and make sure you like the length of it. You can always stretch it a little bit too. And you're just going to now take a sewing needle and sew this down. So pretty simple, just thread the needle and then you'll just kind of work up and down, attaching the clapper. You can also turn it inside out to make sure you're getting it. You can go in this last chain and around the top of the bell just to make sure it's nice and secure. But that's really all there is to it. After that, you'll just want to weave in your ends and you have a nice bell for decoration. You can also, if you make this end long enough, you can make it into a hanger as well. After you finish sewing, you just want to bring it back down. Mine got a little frayed here. But I would just bring it back down through and secure on the inside again. Or there's other ways to attach a hanger as well. I'll link a video that has more methods for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Again, let me know what you think of this background. And make sure to come subscribe for more crochet patterns and tutorials. I'd love to see you around. Thanks for watching. Bye.